Tumblr people! Since everybody else on Tumblr seems to be doing videos, and a couple people have asked me to do videos, I've been sort of swamped with finals, so I haven't had time to do it, but I have time now. It's like 12:30 at night, and I'm waiting for Army Boy, so figured now would probably be the best time to do it. Just get it out of the way. On to the questions. Most of the questions are about Army Boy. Okay, we're just gonna like say it. Since everybody knows it. His name is Derek, and I call him Army Boy because I'm trying to keep an anonymity and I don't know that word. I'm trying to keep him anonymous. But his name is Derek. So it's Emily and Derek. Okay, so that was actually one of the questions was what is his name? So now that we've got that one out of the way, I'll start with my favorite anonymous question. Other than your own love story, have you ever witnessed someone else's love story? A moment where you saw magic. I actually have two stories about this, but I'll choose I'm just going to tell both really quickly. I was going to choose my favorite, but I can't. First one was when I was 13 years old, and I was in Paris with my parents, and we had taken this riverboat tour on the Seine, and we were sitting on the very top of the boat, and we were going past this little island part that came out from the end, or from the side, and there was this couple sitting on a bench, and it was okay, so like the island comes out this way, and they're sitting like right here in the middle, so they're surrounded by people, there's people milling around and doing whatever, and fishing or doing weird French people things. And this guy is sitting on the bench, and the girl is sitting on him with her legs wrapped around him. And if they had done that in America, people would be like, oh my god, so much PDA, cover my eyes. So I remember watching them, and they were so wrapped up in each other. They were just focused on each other. It was like there was nothing around them. There was nothing else in the world except for them. And I remember thinking that that was love. And they couldn't have been more than 17, 18 years old. I don't even know. But they were just, the intensity of their body language and the intensity of their facial expressions really struck me. And that was the first time that I ever really was like, wow, that is something you would see in a movie. That's something that you don't see in real life. So that was my first story about seeing magic. My second story is actually, I like to call it like a double moment. And it happened when I was in the airport, in San Francisco airport, getting ready to go to Africa. And it was two people side by side. And two things were happening. In one set of people, they were saying goodbye. And in another set of people, they were saying hello. And it was like right in between like where the gates are and the security check-in and whatever. And these two people that were saying goodbye was two older people. It was an older lady and an older man. I don't know if they were married. I don't know what it was. But right next to them was a mom, and she was carrying a ton of bags that came up and gave her, I think it was her son. Her son like ran up to her and gave her the biggest hug. But it was really interesting because it was the come and go of the airport, and it was kind of like this, it's sort of that moment that nobody really sees, that it was two moments side by side that nobody really sees, but everybody knows it happens in airports. But you don't appreciate the value of that moment until you're actually there, and that kind of takes me back to, just being in the airport with God, it sounds so weird saying his name after I've said Army Boy for so long. It takes me back to being in the airport with Derek because, you're sitting there clinging to each other, and you're sitting there like trying to ignore that airplane is looming outside the window, that you forget that there's other people going through the exact same thing. Maybe on a smaller level, maybe even on a bigger level. But you totally forget that they're going through that too. Okay. So another person asked, have you found your dress yet? I have found my dress. And I can't tell you anything about it because he reads my Tumblr and he will probably see this video. So I can't say anything about it. But I can tell you that you will see pictures. I'll post them after the wedding in June. So hold tight until then. Oh, when's the wedding? In June. It's in a vineyard, a winery vineyard, on the coast of California. Sorry, my camera is shaking. My dog is currently doing this on the bed. One person actually came to me and said they're nervous that their boyfriend will be enlisting in the Marines. My fiance is not in the Marines, he's in the Army, but I can tell you that no matter what, whether you think it's weird or not, the Tumblr community has a great support system for military SOs and even for people just going through hard times. It's a great venting tool, it's a great outlet. So I don't know, be nervous, but I don't think you should be so nervous that it's crippling. If your relationship is as strong as you think it is, I think you'll be fine. You just have to have faith. You just have to be sure that, you're sure. And make sure you want to do this and just be fully committed to each other. Next question. Hope finals weren't too bad. I told you that your blog is so adorable and your fiance is way lucky to have you. I think I'm really lucky. I don't know, he's amazing. I get like this when I talk about him, sorry. Okay, and then another question was, do you guys have nicknames for each other? Not particular nicknames. I think we have like the typical babe, baby, my love, sweetheart names. I'm trying to think of names. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. He calls me Butthead sometimes, which is endearing, I guess. It's endearing, I suppose. I call him a turd. We're not very nice to each other. Maybe we have to come up with some nicknames. So, Tumblr, help me come up with a nickname for him. What is my favorite thing about him and what is my least favorite thing about him? My favorite thing about him is everything. No. Well, it's mostly everything. I even like the bad parts about him. And I don't even consider them bad parts. I just think that they're things that make him him. For example, he is very clean. He is freakishly clean. He both, what is that thing where you do the carpets? He vacuums. He vacuums and sweeps the carpets. I don't clean almost ever. That's kind of one thing that it's not that I don't like about him. I actually really like it because he's going to keep the house clean when we move in together. And I won't have to worry about cleaning. What are my favorite foods? Everything. Anything edible. I will try anything once. I'm not picky. I am picky. I don't like Brussels sprouts, and I don't like tomatoes, and I really don't like radishes. But I don't think anybody likes those things, so... how did you two become engaged? What's the proposal story? And I don't mind sharing. As you can see, there's no ring yet. It's supposed to go on this finger, but it's being made. He has always said that he knew he wanted to marry me since before I went to Korea. That if he didn't want to marry me, he wouldn't have invited me to Korea. Okay. So when he came home on leave in August, we started kind of talking about it seriously, and it was mostly on the drive back from Utah, seeing his parents, that we sort of started seriously thinking about where we wanted to go with this, and how long, and all that. And we both kind of have different ideas about how that conversation went, because we were driving at like 3 in the morning, and we were both really tired, and so maybe we were kind of talking a little bit in nonsense and in circles, and who knows really. it all came down to the airport. And I'm sitting there crying, or trying not to cry, and he's sitting there super quiet, and he just kind of turns to me, and I'm like wrapped up in him like this, and trying to hang on to him because I didn't want him to leave, and so he kind of turns to me and just really sweetly says, "Okay, well, I love you, and I guess you should pick out a ring." And I kind of go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I want you to have something that you're gonna love, and I want you to pick out what you want." And I was like, "What? What?" And he goes, "I know this is not usually the normal way of doing it, but I'm gonna call your dad and talk to him about everything, and I wanna marry you." So that was sort of how it went, and I'm supposed to get my ring in a few weeks. Oh my god, when he comes home. So I think, hopefully, unless he does that thing where he doesn't give it to me right away, which then I'll be kind of upset about. Well, I won't be upset, I'll be just kind of, I want my ring. But I should get it probably the first week of January, so maybe I'll post pictures of that too. I think that would be really exciting. So last couple of questions, and then I promise I'll wrap it up. Okay, then I got an anon. I don't know who submitted this, and I hope you know what I'm talking about when I say this. Please don't ever wish that upon yourself. You have no idea how many people love you, and even if you don't feel like anybody cares, somebody does. Somebody somewhere truly cares about you. Please, 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 please don't give up. Please do not stop trying. Your life is worth so much more than that. Don't take the easy way out. I know it's hard. I've been there before, trust me. And I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you that it gets better. Things get better. And I am a walking example of bad things constantly happening. I have literally the worst luck in the world. I mean, if you need an example, come ask me. I have the worst luck in the world. So don't give up. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. You'll make it, I promise. So don't wish that upon yourself. You'll be fine. I pinky swear. Okay, last question. Do you have any pictures of you in his uniform? No, I don't. And I don't know even why this question was asked. I don't know. I'm really, really small. I'm like 5'1". Not even. I'm like 5'1.5" inches. And he's 5'11", almost 6 foot. So even if I tried on his uniform, I'm pretty sure I would drown in it. I would be in it forever, and you guys would never see me again. But okay, so that's the end of the questions for right now. I think I'm done. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really sorry it's a long video. I hope Tumblr uploads it. It might take like 8 hours to upload. Oh, also, I need to tell you guys, I just reached a milestone today on Tumblr. This morning I had 500 followers, and now I have 507. So, for every single one of you 507 people that follow me, thanks. Just thanks for following. I really appreciate it. If I follow you, don't consider yourself honored. I'm not that great of a person, but thank you for following, guys. And keep submitting questions. I'm considering doing a submission page because a lot of people have asked me to do a submission page. It just requires a lot more work because wedding planning is consuming my life. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna at least try to get some sleep. Good night. See you all tomorrow. Bye!